Hi there Waltineers, I'm Jack and this is DSNY Newscast, and today we're going to be talking about the construction project that will seemingly never end, and that is the TRON Lightcycle Run rollercoaster at the Magic Kingdom. But to their credit recently, there's actually been quite a bit of external construction to talk about. So let's start with how we'll get to the attraction, and that's through the entrance area, as it's finally beginning to take shape. As we can see that the concrete has been poured for the large ramp that will wind itself up and around underneath the canopy and connects to the elevated walkway platform that will offer guests a unique viewing perspective when entering or exiting the attraction. And at the start of the ramp we can see this triangular concrete form. That is where the attraction signage will eventually be located. Then for the actual entrance to the ride building, these steel supports have been installed that will form the skeleton for which these translucent tunnel pieces will be connected to, creating a narrowing effect as we enter the TRON system environment. And in terms of the canopy, or what is known in story terms as the upload conduit, these new pieces that kind of look like the vertebrae of a spine on the outer edges of the canopy are in preparation for the installation of the thermoplastic polymer panels that will create the bubble domed effect. And although this attraction is a clone from Shanghai Disneyland, modifications have had to be made to accommodate the surroundings of Walt Disney World, such as the orientation of the ramp in between Space Mountain and the Tomorrowland Speedway, and most importantly the Walt Disney World Railroad. As now down below at ground level we can see progress is being made on the foundations for the new train tracks and the eventual tunnel that will hopefully discreetly allow the Walt Disney World Railroad to traverse directly under the canopy and the platform without ruining the theming of a futuristic TRON environment or the authenticity of a turn-of-a-century locomotive. But overall, I would say that the architectural layout and design of this entire project is definitely going to make a distinctive statement within Tomorrowland, and in a similar way to the TTA People Mover, it should add more multi-level dimensionality with the elevated walkway, and more kinetic energy with the TRON Lightcycle swooping around outside. And despite there being plenty of construction progress recently, there's still some way to go before completing the exterior, such as the installation of the thermoplastic polymer domed panels for the canopy and the lighting package, and the completion of this mystery building that has been constructed connecting to the back of the elevated platform, which we don't know for certain what it's for at the moment, but it's possibly going to be either the attraction lockers, some restrooms, or maybe a sponsor lounge. And yes, these external construction updates are great at monitoring the progress of the project, but when it comes to the later stages of construction, it begins to become half the story. And so beyond the external construction, we're beginning to get some great indicators to just how far along things are inside the building as well. As first of all, we saw back in September that pull-through testing was carried out on the track to ensure that it meets the standards for the envelope of safety necessary to move forward with the next stage. As then in October, a formal test and adjust team was assigned to the attraction, with these cast members helping the Imagineers run the various safety protocols that can be some very tedious and monotonous work. And around that time in October as well, @Coaster Crew on Twitter spotted these fully wrapped TRON Lightcycle ride vehicles in transit for delivery to the TRON construction site, where they will be loaded onto the track to begin the next stage, which is the push-pull testing with the actual roller coaster trains, though this hasn't been spotted in the parks as of yet. And although the beginning of Test and Adjust is a very good sign for nearing the completion of the project, Test and Adjust can sometimes last up to a year, thus meaning that Disney does have an end date in sight, but it will be a little bit longer, which is further backed up by these photos from December of themed show set elements still arriving on site, as these elements need to be installed within the main gravity building that will represent the grid within the TRON theming. And so with all of this progress, both internally and externally, you may just think that a 2022 opening might just be on the cards. But recent Disney events have raised some doubts over that. As you see, there was no mention of any such opening timeframe for TRON offered at the Destination D23 event held in November that was all about the upcoming additions to the Disney parks. Then this lack of attention was made even more abundantly clear when D23.com posted their Every Disney Moment We're Looking Forward to in 2022 article, and TRON was once again noticeably absent. And so with D23 being part of a marketing arm of the Walt Disney Company, the very fact that they've actively avoided acknowledging TRON on 2 separate occasions as being something expected for 2022, it's only logical that the writing is on the wall, as D23 must have advanced insight, and it's looking likely that TRON's opening has been pushed back even further into 2023. And if that is the case, then that leaves us questioning what exactly is causing such a delay to opening this attraction. And there are many factors to consider, with the first being, with this attraction being a clone of the TRON Lightcycle Run rollercoaster found over in Shanghai, there tends to be these exclusivity clauses in place for the international parks, where they can keep the attraction as an exclusive to their resort for a certain period of time. And it's believed that this was the case with TRON, and it was a 5-year exclusivity agreement, thus meaning that Magic Kingdom's TRON wouldn't be able to open until at least 5 years after Shanghai's opening in 2016. Therefore, this further aligns it with what was originally stated in the press releases, that TRON would be ready to open in time for the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. So clearly Disney's intention pre-pandemic was to open TRON within 2021. However, throughout the pandemic, TRON was the attraction that fell victim to a longer construction pause than that of other new offerings such as Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind and the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. But in addition to that, the rerouting of the Walt Disney World Railroad has also further complicated the construction of this project, as it's been rumoured that there may have been some errors with the orientation and the sizing of the tunnel under the TRON entrance platform. But overall, the main reasons for why TRON is still not yet complete come down to 2 things, and that's money and marketing. As if Disney really wanted to continue work on TRON throughout the pandemic closure and in 2020, they could have found a way to put pandemic measures in place and safely carry out the work at an albeit slower pace, much like Universal managed to do with the Velocicoaster. But instead, Disney had many more projects on the go and needed to prioritise based upon interest and return on investment. And it was deemed that Cosmic Rewind was more essential to Epcot's transformation, and the Star Cruiser would hopefully generate a new revenue stream in the short term. And so TRON was the project that was delayed more than most. But this purposeful delaying is also part of Disney's marketing strategy, as this way they can space out the previous 2020 and 2021 openings throughout the 50th anniversary celebration, with Cosmic Rewind in summer of 2022 and TRON towards the end of the celebration, which Disney is hoping will lead to an attendance increase and suitable padding between openings for marketing pushes as well. But then the last factor that plays into all of this is Disney's fiscal years, as the company's new fiscal year will begin in October, and so Disney will be wanting to wait to open TRON in the first or second quarter of fiscal year 2023. So realistically, at this current pace of construction, TRON will be pretty much complete by fall of 2022, which means that a very late 2022 opening could be possible. But just because it could, doesn't mean it will, as the lack of an opening timeframe might be Disney keeping this in their back pocket just in case they need it for fall of 2022. Or more likely, Disney will be metaphorically mothballing the attraction like they did with Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, and wait until just before the end of the anniversary celebration in March of 2023, which would mean that it would be open just in time for Spring Break 2023. But now, it's over to you, Waltineers. I would like to know, what are your thoughts and opinions about the delay to the TRON attraction, and also, has it changed your excitement for the attraction eventually opening at some point in the future at Walt Disney World? And if you've enjoyed today's video, then hit the thumbs up and maybe share this video with a friend online, as then that way we can open up a discussion about the TRON attraction within the community. And with all that being said, I've been Jack, you've been you, and I'll see you real soon.